Hi, and welcome to Iron Missions.
Here is our mission to inspire, restore, overcome, and nurture. And today we want to inspire you with the story of Little Annie. So today we want to tell you guys a story. This is a story that I heard a long time ago when I was in church, and I had to Google it when I got older, and I found out it was a very true story. And this is the story of Little Annie. Now, Little Annie was a young girl who was put into the quote-unquote dungeon of a mental institution. She did not speak. She was partially blind due to a high fever that she had. When people got into her presence, she would basically ignore them. People called her helpless and hopeless. There was no hope for her. So one nurse took it upon herself to try and change the life of little Annie. And the way she did this was to showing her love and kindness. She would go and she would speak loving things to little Annie, hopeful things to little Annie. She would even bring little Annie cookies. Eventually, the staff of this mental hospital began to see a change in little Annie. This change eventually got her moved from the dungeon to the upper floor of this institution, where this loving nurse began to continue to work with her and work with her and work with her until eventually she began to speak and she began to working out to live a normal life. Now, little Annie grew up and she decided she wanted to become a nurse. Just like this nurse who helped her, she wanted to help others. Now, you might be asking, what is the significance of little Annie's story? Well, little Annie is Anne Sullivan. This is the teacher of Helen Keller. For most of you who don't know, Helen Keller is a famous young lady who was both blind and deaf. And Anne Sullivan helped her and taught her how to communicate and taught her everything that she knew. Now, this is a very important detail in the story. I want you to pay attention. The nurse who helped little Annie, we don't know her name. And I don't think anybody that I found online, nobody knows her name. And the significance of that is this. It doesn't matter what you do today, as long as you're doing kind things, as long as you are bringing hope and love into people's lives. Your name may never be known, but the actions you do to someone else may just lead to someone becoming the next Anne Sullivan. You see, this young lady's name may never be known in history, but the impact she had impacted generations and generations and generations to come, just because she wanted to show love and kindness.
That brings us to our scripture for today. Our scripture for today is Hebrews 13:16. And do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased. So our video today is mostly about just do not underestimate what an act of kindness can do for the people around you or for the people that you come in contact with. A lot of times we do something nice and we may never see it reflected in our everyday life. We may never see it reciprocated in our decisions or in our choices or in our future, but you have no idea how much a simple act of kindness can impact the people around you and the people you come in contact with for generations. It can be for someone who is maybe a little extra difficult at work, who is a little extra frustrating in the home, or a complete stranger. And that person will take that act of kindness with them. Whenever we do that, it's a sacrifice to God. And we always know that God can take our sacrifices and use them as seeds and implant them into the lives of other people. So He can take your act of kindness and multiply it beyond what you could ever think or imagine.
This brings me back to a commercial that I saw years ago, and it was a very simple commercial. I couldn't even tell you what it was about, but it started with a young man opening a door for a young woman and someone watching that act of kindness. So whenever something else happened throughout the thing, they helped another person with their groceries, and then someone else witnessed that act of kindness, and then it was just a chain of events that because of this one act of kindness, people around who saw that act of kindness decided to go out and pay that act of kindness forward in honor of this person. So it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, we all have the opportunity to show some kindness. So So that's our challenge today. We want to inspire you with the story of little Annie, that you can go out and do a great act of kindness for someone in your life. Maybe they're on your mind right now. You know, I need to help that individual, or I need to do that thing to help this person. That may be on your mind, and I encourage you to go after that. Because my coworker, I'll end with this. My coworker has a saying on his email. He says, I don't even know who this is by, so if you know who this is by, put it down in the comments so I know. The quote says, people may never remember what you do, but they will always remember how you made them feel. So take that today. Remember in Hebrews to go with that act of kindness and show good to others today. Hey, we love you guys. If you need anything from us, you know where to find us. I'm Andrew.
I'm Jerome.
And this is Iron Missions.
Thanks for watching.